Ladies and gentlemen, when you're talking with buyers all the time, they're talking about stressing with a new home loan, a mortgage. What's it really like? Billy's come on today to have a chat about life with a mortgage after 90 days. Stay tuned, an interesting story.
Good morning, Mark.
Billy the Kid.
Hey, we're up and about. I'm working from the group of a home office today.
Yeah, you've been knocked by COVID.
Yeah, I sure have. But we're up, keeping busy, suit and ties on.
And Billy, is it true that you're actually in a dead sleep about 6 minutes ago?
I'd say, yeah, just about. I'm always Monday and Tuesday, morning minutes. They're my days, and I'm always pumped for it the night before. I tell you what, when you sometimes get out of routine, it just comes thick and thin. I completely forgot. Like, not even the night before did I think. Wow.
Oh, you took it like a scholar. You got that tie and shirt on pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. We've still got the episode out on time. Here we go. 90 days.
That's it.
90
so, 90 days with a mortgage, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
The bank's not after you?
No one's after me just yet, which is good. Criminal.
Okay. Now, the concept of this is what I really wanted to drill down on. The concept of the mortgage, as and I wanted to pip it up against the reality of the mortgage. So, when you're thinking, okay, I'm going to buy a place and I'm going to be paying it off. What did that look like to you? How hard did that look like to you? Because you just come out of school, you just got a job in real estate. What was that? Was that hard on your head?
I didn't think it'd be quite as much as it currently is. As in, I knew I'd have to make a repayment, but when they really put it on black and white paper and said it's going to be $2,500 a month for the next 30 years of your life, that just takes a minute to absorb. That's because we're not. I mean, it's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but we're talking an entry level apartment for Sydney, so it's not. Sorry, I've got a little noise in the background. Yeah, it's not. Amounts that your parents would spend on potentially a family home, or even some of the properties that we're selling, Mark.
Yep.
So
when you're thinking, okay, I'm going to buy the property, I'm going to take out the mortgage, you're thinking, yep, it'll be easy.
Yeah, I have to say that the other thing I didn't realize is how much paperwork would be needed. I know we're talking about banks lending serious amounts of money here, but logistically, it did take a little bit of preparation for someone so naive just to think that it was all going to work out pretty rosy. And yeah,
was that application paperwork, or was that for the loan paperwork?
More the application paperwork. The I think the way we set it up as well, being a first home buyer, and I have my parents put on as a guarantee to use the house against the loan just for the first 20%. That probably made things just a little bit more complicated than it would normally. But yeah, they're pretty thorough. But in saying that, you can get it together pretty quickly. It didn't take too long. I remember we started the conversation of seriously looking to buy a home for probably a week. And, by the end of the week, we'd put the offer in and I was working with yourself to just get everything lined up.
Yeah, got it. Luke
Yeah.
says you won't have a 30-year loan if you keep buying and doing what you're doing.
I
And ladies and gentlemen, it's a live show, so if you've got any questions for me or for Billy, throw them out. Happy to answer them. If that's going to help you guys out, chuck out the questions. Okay, Billy. So you've bought the property, bucket loads of paperwork on application, bucket loads of paperwork on signing for the mortgage. 90 days later, have you missed a mortgage repayment?
No. I don't know. I can't talk for the other banks, but if you're not with St. George, I'd consider changing, Mark. I've had a couple banks, not couple mortgages. I've had a couple banks help me with personal savings accounts in the past, and St. George have been so good, really, really good.
Really?
The first mortgage repayment you almost can't miss because they're sending you about 3 messages saying, don't forget your upcoming mortgage repayment, don't forget it's tomorrow, and then don't forget it's today. So you get about 3 messages. So you've really just got to not have the money to miss it. And then you can set up your account as a direct debit, so it comes straight out. So for me, I'm trying
Right.
to use my one account now as a savings account, and the mortgage comes straight out of that. So all my funds have been put into one place. Offset.
Luke's got a question. What advice would you give to other 18-year-olds, kids?
I would say save hard and buy when you can, and then you have a great excuse to live off the back of mum and dad for a little bit longer. Otherwise, they'll have no sympathy for you.
Are you bored of the property yet?
Yeah, in a funny way, I sort of am. It's not something I really want to go and live in. It's not. I'm bored of the property. Oh, it's not. I'm bored of buying it. It's just I'm sort of thinking about another one now. Yeah, it's
I
hey,
heard in the rumor mill that it's going to be done this year.
wow. I don't know who you've been talking to, but it's certainly a dream. You know what? I think if you're not buying a family home, it's a bit harder to be really pumped about it all the time.
Yep.
This isn't a family home for me. It's a huge accomplishment that it's more a goal that I've just ticked off. But like any goal, if you lose 10 kilos of weight, how long do you stay really pumped about that for? Then you want to go for the extra 15, or you want to go for now get shredded or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, no, it's definitely, and I think a lot of it's on paper as well. So it's it's uh, it's definitely for you, and it's not something you really share, like a home. Have people over for dinner or come and have a drink or something like that. It's I guess it's a real balance sheet thing, isn't it?
The other thing is because it's on Airbnb, I don't spend too much time up there. But when I am up there, because I do the cleans in between the people in and out, it feels good to go up there and to almost spend a bit of time with it like a lost child.
And do the Airbnb people freak out when they see an 18-year-old rock up?
Well, they don't get to see me. That's the beauty of it. Otherwise, I think they would. So I make sure there's a day in between people check in and check out, just so I can be invisible. I go up there, I do the clean, then I disappear. The most they get to see is a little face on their screen.
What's the little face for? Oh, for when that's your.
Yeah, yeah, just a little icon.
They just probably think you're doing it for mum and dad.
Oh, I'd probably tell them that as well. Otherwise, they'd probably rob everything.
So listen, Kurt, consistency. Luke's got a question of it. So there's obviously some really good consistency that you've got with patterns, with savings, with mortgage and stuff like that. So any tips with consistency there, or is that just was that always part of your DNA? Do you reckon?
It's been a part of me since I started work. I've always just had a pretty good thing for saving. I don't know why it's come to me so naturally. It seems to be. I was having a look, a few days ago, Mark. It seems to be saving for the average Australian is pretty difficult. I know I'm obviously lucky that I'm at home and don't have huge expenses, but save where you can. And I think saving the right places is always important. You don't need to cut out silly things that are not really going to make a difference. For example, I mean, I just think cutting out on life enjoyment is a bit of a silly place to save. But if you can save in other areas, now you work out how that's going to look in your life, or even see if you can do a little bit more to earn a little bit more. For me, that was an extra shift working as a lifeguard, locally outside of real estate. That's still happening. And that means I can pull an extra $150 a week rather than, looking to save on eating out every other day for lunch, grabbing a $10 lunch. I think saving the right places is important.
So what was the hardest sacrifice you had for saving for your mortgage? Or like now?
I haven't had I haven't had a break away from work, so I've had consistent payments coming in for the last 24 months, 2 years grind, which has been good.
So no holidays was the hardest bit.
I wouldn't say there's been sacrifices as such. No, I mean I haven't been away, but in saying that, who has been away? It's been COVID, so it's been a bit of a time to do it.
Yep. What was the easiest bit of the last 90 days?
Still there.
Yep.
Still there.
What was the easiest bit? Yep. What was the easiest bit in the last 90 days?
I've lost all audio.
Oh no.
I've lost all
So
audio.
you're not a big spender. Can you hear me now?
Hang on, let me see if I can reload this.
Okay. Just while you're reloading, guys. No worries. So guys, just while Billy's reloading there, this guy's amazing. Like seriously, working with him has been an absolute pleasure. Very consistent, very honest, very hardworking. Here he comes. He's coming back on. Got you back?
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry about that.
I just gave you a nice rap. I gave you a really nice rap. I won't say it to your face though.
You know what the other thing is, Mark? I was worried about when buying a place. What's the value of the property going to do? I think now that I've bought something, and for anyone that has got the same concern, do not give that 2 second thoughts, because honestly, you pay for a first time buyer, you pay your mortgage and you pay it on time, and you honestly do sort of forget you own the property. It just comes out like a regular payment, like you do with your phone. And it sounds hard to follow the long game, because the long game is always so far away, but it's just another day that ticks by, and you just get on with life. It rolls around like another birthday. And so after a year, it just carries on.
So you were worried about, so how much did you buy it for, if you don't mind telling?
631,000.
So you were worried that, this was going to go down to what? Potentially.
I wouldn't even look at the number side of it. I would just say, am I buying this now where I'm too young, and what if it all goes down? Like I'm buying in the peak, because I bought this months ago. I'm buying in the peak of real estate, and this is a concern I shared with you. Is the market going to dip? Is it going to come down a bit again? Am I better off holding? And you said no, just buy when you can. There is no sort of right time. You just do it when you can afford it. And funny enough, I think it's actually made a very small amount since I did buy it. But that's not a reason to hold off. Just buy when you can. And the long game, I think, does come with more ease. I think it'd actually be quite hard to sell in and out of property, just because the amount of paperwork and the amount you'd actually have to do to it, in terms of you might have to renovate it to get a little bit of money out of it. Yeah, just hold. It's easier. Once you've got a tenant in there and you've really worked out your finances, it's a lot easier to do than you would think.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Billy the Kid, guys, live show. If you've got any questions, ask Billy. Ask now. Happy to help. Or send us a private message. We're happy to step you through it, or just call us. Billy, you're a legend, buddy. Anything else you want to say?
I'm loving this work from home setup, Mark. It's the first time I've been outside in 3 days.
How's it working for you?
Do you want to see?
Yeah.
Do you want to see the setup? I didn't even make my bed, so you're going to be a bit disgusted.
You got shorts on?
This is all that's followed me.
Wow. So there's a desk.
There's a desk, a camping desk, a home chair from the dining table, and my green book.
Wow.
That's
And
it.
straight out you go.
And this is outdoors.
Laptop computer?
Laptop computer from home. It's been transformed into the best at-home setup you've ever seen. IT support have been fantastic.
How's your shorts going?
You can't see that.
You just
Can't see that.
So you're doing this show in your undies?
They're an intermittent between underwear and shorts.
Who's up top there? Who just walked up top? Was that Mum?
Hey.
Who's that?
That's Mum. We're all see, we're separated. I'm not allowed upstairs. She's not allowed downstairs.
So she just drops the food down to you.
Yeah. I get my water out of the hose pipe. I'm not allowed upstairs for a drink.
Oh, you're a legend, mate. Congratulations on 90 days of owning a property. Thank you for sharing the experience with everyone. Hope this helps someone out there today.
Thank you, and sorry about the dropout for everyone.
No worries, legend. See ya. Bye.
Cheers.